Do you see Lawrence? Hey guys, this is Isaac and Bjorn, bringing you some Ratchet & Clank Future, a Crack in Time, Clank section, Easter eggs, glitches, and exploits. And I bet that you see Lawrence now. I never knew that he actually was watching you, but apparently when he says to Nefarious that he's, following you, he actually is. And I found two different instances where he is, and I think that that's pretty awesome. I think that it's awesome that they actually included an Easter egg like that.
And there's probably more instances of him in the game. We're still glitching, we're still looking, and when we're glitching around trying to find things to climb on or stand on, we're obviously paying more attention to the surroundings than you would just solving the puzzle. So hopefully we'll find more instances of him, and personally, I think that's a really awesome little Easter egg that they put in there.
Yeah, I always love whenever games take that extra step to say, like, not only will we create the content that the reviewers will say is good, so that we'll sell copies, but also stuff like Easter eggs, like the teddy bears in A Crack in Time. And here's the second Lawrence. It's difficult to get a good camera angle on him. He's right in the very first puzzle room of, I believe, the second puzzle room area. Whatever.
But, you can see him. He's there.
Yeah. And I think that...
taking notes.
Yeah, he has his little magic clipboard thing that Nefarious made for him. And then this is just a graphical glitch. I included this because I recorded it, because I think I was really, really tired at the time, and this just blew my mind. So, you can see that those little glowing things are in the wrong spots. I'll admit it's...
so pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty intoxicating. But yeah, pretty much any game that has... oh, and here's Clank sitting down. Did you know that Clank sat down? I didn't.
I didn't either. So.
But yeah, if you didn't know, then you can see they clearly sit down whenever they finish their routine. Very interesting. But yeah, I think some of my all-time favorite Easter eggs were in Oblivion. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Because it had stuff like giant versions of enemies and hidden quests and stuff. And this is actually really cool. This works anywhere. You can use his attacks to cross long gaps. Like you see, I made that jump with a little bit to spare. And then I kill myself and try again without using the swing attack, and he doesn't make it. Because you can see quite clearly, right after the swing attack, he moves forward a little bit. So...
this should theoretically be useful somewhere. We have yet to find an application for it, but it adds a significant amount of distance onto his jumps.
Yeah, glitching the Clank sections is always a little challenging, because they're very clearly designed to just lead you around in large areas. So although many of the Ratchet worlds, there's a lot of verticality involved, or there's a lot of U-shaped areas, or areas where you come back, there's just a wall separating you from the end. In the Clank areas, you actually travel pretty fair distances. And this glitch, it doesn't work when I do it this time. I do succeed in doing it, but those little light eyeball things stuck in the wall watching you, you can jump onto them. And I actually figured out recently that it's easier to jump onto them with a time bomb. So what you do is you record your first self and have it raise the platform to get those two up there, and then he jumps on top of the eyeballs and that gets him up. So this is obviously a much faster way to do it. It takes me a while here, so the Terratropes go ahead and eat my little friends, but it does work.
If this were a speedrun and this were a segment, none of these jumps would be a failure, obviously, so it would totally work.
Yeah. But yeah, the Clank puzzles are actually pretty interesting to glitch. Trying to find alternate solutions to them was a lot of fun. I like Clank much more in this game than in Tools of Clank is a stupid horror.
Yeah, the Clank sections in the game, the last game, Tools of Destruction, were terrible in my opinion. As I'm sure you could tell if you've heard our commentaries on that speedrun, we hated Clank. It was just dumb, and he had no abilities, and he did nothing but wander around endless paths of boringness. But these little puzzles are actually fun.
Yeah, since they made Clank such a significantly larger portion of this game, I think they put a lot more work into deciding what was actually fun. Because he felt like such a tagged-on addition in all the previous games. Even in, the original Ratchet & Clank, or, Up Your Arsenal or something, he always seems like it's just sort of to break up the Ratchet gameplay. And I don't think that the Ratchet gameplay is boring enough that you need that.
I like playing as Ratchet. That's why I buy the games.
Yeah. I think that as the games get better graphics and more complex worlds, I think that the Clank sections became less necessary. Because if you think about, Tools of Destruction, for instance, or even A Crack in Time, if you exclude the Clank sections, all the worlds are vastly different, and they all look really cool. So, you know, you don't get tired of playing in them because you go straight from, like, Molinoth Field to Axiom City. So, you know, it's a big change, but they're both very cool areas. I mean, this is just an amazing glitch.
I love this alternate solution. It's so simple, but, I mean, obviously it's awesome and it works.
Yeah, really fast, too. Much better than the other way. And it gets you the skill point Brainiac, which is always a nice one to get.
Yeah.
I haven't really bothered.
Skill point is good.
Yeah, I haven't bothered getting a perfect file in Crack in Time yet. I had one for tools, but I just don't really feel the same enthusiasm to get one in Crack in Time. I guess because I don't ever plan on doing a New Game Plus speedrun. Although tools, I don't know if we're ever going to do a New Game Plus. It'd just be so much razor clawing. It'd be kind of like not even fun to watch.
Yeah, it would just be, oh, what are they going to do now? Oh, the razor claws, what a surprise.
Yeah. This is a really cool solution, too. I love the solutions that let you skip, like, half of the room. And there are several of them. But
good timing on that jump there, by the way.
Thank you. This one was pretty easy to record, actually. The Clank sections, I think, will be tagged on to other segments, usually, because they're not, besides the little eyeball jump thing, none of these glitches are particularly difficult. But I actually don't mind going to Clank sections. I don't like them as much as the Ratchet sections. I wish Clank had some sort of gun, but the puzzles are actually, I wouldn't say challenging, but they ramp up well, and they took me a few attempts the first time.
Some thinking, you know, unlike the Tools of Destruction Clank segments where you would just kind of follow a predestined path with your eyes crossed and drool coming out of your mouth until you got to the end of it.
Yeah.
It's true, you know it is.
That's very accurate. And this is, as far as I know, I'm the first person to find any way to get actually outside of any of the Clank puzzle rooms. And I think this is probably the coolest of all the glitches. And I don't actually do it here, but you can just glide right around the edge of this building, and it is faster than beating the actual puzzle. Once you land on the end part of the building, don't know exactly what you called it, the little exit platform. If you just run towards the door, then it triggers the puzzle ending. And other than that, there really aren't any alternate solutions that I found, but I think that the Clank parts will be much more agreeable since you can pretty much skip all of them. Bye, guys.